Well, there we go. First heat of the day is going to get underway, featuring Nikki Van Dijk, who's very in form here in 2017, takes on Pauline, the French lady. It is the Cascais Women's Pro. And out in the water, clean conditions on offer here. Wasting no time, Pauline will go onto the open face. We've been watching the warm-ups this morning. There's a number of big sets rolling through here with good rhythm. Review. Of course, Sage Eriksson now already boasting a championship tour win. So we now focus on Nikki Van Dijk. So both girls looking to the right-handers, and with the beaches and the lineups that they offer here, it's easy to see why. So we get Nikki Van Dijk underway on wave number 2 here. Small throwaway score to start now. It's starting to build number. It's a nice big hit.
Obviously, how Nikki's improved her game. Let's have a look at this wave here. Obviously just starting off with a small wave to kick things off and in and out, but this is going to be the first real solid maneuver of the heat. Bangs it through the white water there, just total commitment from Nikki Van Dijk. I love that. She's got a real sort of solid stance, gigs, nice wide, and it bodes well when it comes to maneuvers like that. Finishing off nicely, so very many excellent rides.
Well, let's have a look what comes from this. Already a 6.67 in the scoreline for Nikki Van Dijk. Nice top hand, backhand rip. Down the line, this wave runs on the sandbar here. Still fairly high tide conditions this morning. Looking forward to it here. We see Nikki Van Dijk.
Yeah, so backing up that 6.67. I love Nikki Van Dijk's approach on her backhand. She gets nice and low off the bottom. Unfortunately, that wave, not a lot of vertical face, so a couple of sort of average turns really. It's not going to be a massive score, as opposed to that first wave where she showed a lot of commitment.
Very much up against the wall. A loss here, well, that's a 13th.
You know, this is a leg, you know, as we get here into Europe, and obviously there's a few women that really desperately need results to kind of keep the dream alive, whether it be the world title or for qualification. So, you know, round 2 is always really interesting. I feel like this is almost as...
So this is a very important round for her. And have a look at this wave, though. This is, you know, she's picked her game up as well, let me tell you. Surfing incredibly well. Watch these next couple of turns here. It's nice and vertical. And then watch this one as she bangs it off the top. So 2 massive turns to finish that wave off. And it's going to be a great score for Pauline. Look at the conditions this morning, gigs. It is looking absolutely fantastic. Clean surfing from Pauline, straight up and vertical, and then really hooks into that last maneuver.
Now Van Dijk will answer to Pauline Addo's good category score, and we'll break that down a little bit more shortly as we watch Van Dijk down the line here. She'll want to finish this off. Section to climb, there it is. She'll just kind of sit down on it as she comes out of it, but she'll hold it together.
Board there, but let's have a look at Nikki Van Dijk's wave. The left-handers are nice and long, but they're not sort of producing that vertical face as much. So nice turn there from Nikki, and she sort of fits this next maneuver in. Floats it up and over, so critical stuff. Almost sits down on her heels there, but manages to finish off that wave. So a good backup score here for Nikki Van Dijk. I think it's going to better that 4.17, a little bit more critical through that inside section. As it floats up and over. A little bit of a free-fall drop, so a nice wave there for Nikki Van Dijk.
Nice looking traction pair too.
I think Pauline had priority paddle for a wave and missed it, so Nikki Van Dijk with priority deciding to let that go. Pauline Addo just milking it through the inside. You can see with a little bit of high tide, you do get that little wobble, but a nice finish on that wave. I can't see priority really coming into play. I think you've got to just get busy, which has been the order of the day.
Nikki Van Dijk will be very comfortable in these beach break conditions here as she loads up some turns. And she'll just fit that combination in. Almost that figure 8 turn at the top there, almost getting hung up, Potts.
Yeah. Situation, because Pauline only needs a 4.23. Let's have a look. First turn, just kind of catching there as well. Second turn, not really nailing it, so I'm not seeing this go into her top 2 gigs.
Slipping down to 5 minutes to go. A little light fog blanketing over the lineup here. Not enough to break play, though. As Pauline Addo on an all-important ride now. Wants to arrest the lead. Big thundering section here in Ginshu, and it's going to fall away from her.
Card in this event. Out the back, look at this. Slamming up into the lip, coming around the corner. Trying to go for that slam. It's so shallow still on the inside right there. High tide.
Rough play yesterday for a while. Out in the water though. All opportunities now for Pauline Addo. In and out again. 1 minute to go. Both surfers struggling to replace scores here.
See both surfers having a look at this one.
Well, that was an interesting moment there because I'm not sure they'd gone far out enough to collect priority. Meanwhile, Pauline Addo down the line, hunting for a mere 4.23. Around the corner, whitewater float and another dismount. So, a couple of turns here. Nikki Van Dijk has left this thing wide open.
Smaller wave, she needed to finish it off. Unfortunate there for Pauline. Gosh, she looked good on that 7.27 gigs, but just not being able to back that up. And as I've always said, it takes two.
Best score of the heat belongs to Pauline Addo, but the win will go to Nikki Van Dijk.